Hello, people. Welcome to Power BI Panther. This is Kenny, and here we are going to take. I am going to continue with this global B2B sales pipeline and deals analytics. All right, we have in the previous video what we have gone through what this data is about, what the challenge is about, and the questions that we had. We went through um, how to tackle them, right? So with that, next what we are going to do is we are going to see what this data is about, and then go ahead. We will begin creating the dashboard. All right. So without further ado, let us start. Um, yes. Power BI projects, and yeah, here we have our data. So we can have a rough look at how the data looks like. Um, we are able to open this data right now because it's a very small amount of data, but usually when you're working with clients and you're actually in client data, you have like millions of rows. Like I am dealing with a data set like that where there's millions of rows. So yeah, let's look at this. Now you have one, two, three, four, five, six tables. One of them is a data dictionary, so we can ignore this. We can cut this out of the count. And so then you have five tables. One of them is dimension date, which also you can ignore. Okay, dimension date is simply your like what is the date key, which year, the quarter, month name, and week. So you don't really require it because Power BI automatically has it inbuilt. So if you have a date column, it automatically gets all this information from that date. So let's look at data dictionary. In fact, deals. What do we have? So we have 11 columns in fact deals. First is the deal ID, which is a unique deal or opportunity identifier. Okay, and then you have company ID. So this is your deal. So this is a table about deals. So you have all information about each deal, and this is the primary key. Then you have company ID, which company the deal was done with. When was this deal created? When was the last recorded activity date for the deal? Representative ID, base win probability for scoring. All right, so that's from 0 to 1. Deal value in euros, product or segment associated with the deal, current deal stage name, numeric stage order for funnel sorting, and deal status, whether it was open one or lost. So we'll just have a good look. How many deals do we have? We have 11,750 deals. All right, and you have multiple companies, you have representative ID. So this is the representative who is making the deal with this company. When was this deal created? When was the last day there was any activity in this deal? This is the stage that this deal is currently in, right? As on this day, as on the last activity day. Stage order. And stage order is basically like this lead in stage is the first stage. Then what is the status? What is the probability of win? So here it is 10%, right? Because 0.1 will be 10%. 1 is 100%, 0 is 0%, 0.5 will be 50%. So zero point 0.1 becomes 10%. Deal value in euro and the product category. Okay, so that's good. Fact deals. Then you have fact activities, which is how many the unique activity identifier. So in the deal, what activity was actually done? Okay, so you have activity date key, when the activity was done, what deal this activity was associated with. So you have many activities per deal, right? Then you have the representative ID, or who um, the, the deal is being done by, what type of activity, the duration of the activity, and which product or category. So product or category and product or category, same here, also it's same. So let's look at this. Okay, so for deal 5 alone, these many activities have happened. How many activities are this? This is 13 activities. So 13 activities were done just for deal 5 by representative 10. And yeah, this was the activity type. So first was meeting, then few emails, then a call, then a meeting, then an email, and yeah, with an email it ends. And this was about cloud migration. So this is the duration in minutes, and this was cloud migration. All right. So dimension company. Now this is information about the company. What is the like? So since company is a unique identifier, each company will have just one row to it. Annual revenue of the company size, whether it's SMB, mid market, or enterprise, which country it belongs to, what is the employee count, industry, latitude, longitude, and region. All right, so this is all good. So it's about which company and what are the company details. Cool. Then you have sales rep, dimension sales rep. DIM stands for dimension. I forgot to tell earlier. So again, for a representative, for a sales rep, all the details of that representative. When did he join? When did he leave? What region he belongs to? No, not belongs to. What region he is assigned to, right? Then represent what's his full name, what's his sales role, and seniority. So let's look at that as well. So representative name, region, role, seniority, join here and leave here. So a lot of people have not left that company. So if they have left the company, then we'll have to um, reassign that deal to somebody else. So we'll need to keep care of that, right? So we'll need to see whether if he has left, if the um let me just control shift L just to see 2027 strange. So this is something that I was looking at earlier as well, that hey, how is it that a person who has left in 2027 is still there? But all right, that's fine. And what I also want to see is whether um, any activity, like what's the last day of an activity? Okay, 2026 0130. So 30th of Jan 2026. So that's the last day of any activity. All right. So now we've gone through the data. We'll close it and don't save, and then we can start off with our Power BI. So if you're not already installed, it's very simple to install it. You can install it through your Microsoft Store, or you can just type download Power BI, and the first link is most likely the link that you require to download. This will be around 300 to 400 MB, and the installation procedure is also pretty straightforward. There's nothing much to figure out in terms of installing. And this is it's not a lightweight software, it is quite heavy, but still, um, it, uh, what do you say? Yeah, so even though it's not lightweight, it's heavy, but still, most of the laptops will be able to support it. So there are some software which some laptops cannot support, right? Power BI is not that. You can any laptop, almost any laptop can support it. So I selected, so it should be data source, and I selected Excel because the data source that we have is in Excel. This is an Excel file, right? So it's in Excel, and then now it's asking. So let me do that again. So import data from Excel, or if you go to file, yeah. So Asha, back then you had Excel here, but never mind. So one way was that, and another way is import by clicking here, import data from Excel. So it's loading, and yeah, yes, load this. So depending on how big the file is, it will take that long to open. Nice. Now here, all of these are there, but I don't really require all of them because I don't really require data dictionary. I don't require dimension data. I'm going to only choose the ones which I require, and I'll load them. I do not require transform data. I just require load. Yeah. So load and transform data. Transform data, you can play around with the data first before loading. That is what load means. So that's what transform means. So when I click on load, it directly comes here. So the data is already will be loaded for us to make modifications on. So that's why I've clicked on load. So now I'll just show you the interface of Power BI. Um, Here, this small dialog box is showing you what all pages you are loading and what their sizes are. Here you have all your visuals. Like you have your bar chart, you have your line chart, all the visuals that you want to create, they are all here. Then on the top you have you on your home button, like home ribbon, there are few options. Insert has few options, modeling and view and optimize and help. Okay, and help you see is very useful. You get guided learning training, guided learning here, training videos here, all sorts of help you want, you can ask here. See, now the data is loaded. Great. You have dimension company, sales rep, fact activities, and fact deals. Okay, this is good. Now let's create our first and foremost visual, just the first visual, just to show you, just to make you familiar with all the um, interface. How do a pipeline value and deal change over time? Okay, so I'm taking this, I'm copying this, and I'll say go home, insert, yeah, insert text box, and I'll paste this here. All right. So this gives me, it'll remind me that, oh, okay, hey, this is what you are looking for. This is what you have to create. And with that, I'll create this. Now, what do I want? I want how do pipeline value and deal change over time. Now, over time is what? It's always a line chart, right? Line chart of deal amount and deal count. So I click on line chart first because that's what I want. Then I want what? Deal amount and deal count. So it should be somewhere in this fact deals. So, and I want the date as well, right? So, how do pipeline deal change over time? Now, since it's about over time, there are two date values. You have created date and you have your last activity date. Uh, which one shall we go with? Which one shall we go with? Mm, I realize that, okay. Anyways, this is fine. This becomes my x-axis and my deal ID becomes my y-axis, count of deals. Okay, now I've got this. It's giving me this, but this doesn't anywhere look like what I want, right? It's a mess. So there's an issue. What is the issue? The issue is simply that the date is not in date format. It is in numerical format. So I'll need to change that. I'll need to change the date into date format and then create this. Okay. So we'll do that now. Now with this, you have a familiarity of the interface. Um, oh yeah. Um, how we have created our first visual, and in the next video we will see how to debug this and how to create the rest of the visuals. That is all from this video. That's all from Kenny. Thank you for watching Power BI Panther and see you in the next video. Thank you.